Well, my impression is that obviously what we are going through is unprecedented. It's not something that the majority of the countries in Europe were sort of well prepared for, but of course, different countries are reacting differently to how the situation has developed. I wish here in Sweden we would have done what you have done in Portugal or Spain and other countries, and have a more, I will say, strict lockdown when it comes to people, rather than just guidelines. Because I will say here the situation in Sweden has been, in my opinion, a bit of a disaster. We were not prepared. The government was not well prepared, and we have had the same shortages as everyone else, on PPE, on ICU beds, and staff and resource. And the problem that we have here in Sweden is that the health authority in the government doesn't have the mandate to basically force people to be locked down. So they decided to basically have guidelines that people somewhat followed. And I will say the majority of people have been acting responsible. The problem we've seen is that there are many people that ignored the guidelines, because at the beginning the communication was loose and vague. As you remember, in the UK, we took the same path, and we took the same path as the Netherlands, where the government was dismissing the approach, and saying, well, this is sort of a little bit harsher than the normal flu. They made comments that we will never reach more than 20 people infected. Then it was 100. In now we are where we are, right? Where we have the highest death toll per million anywhere in the world. And the secondary effect of the herd immunity sort of goal that we had, it's never going to be reached, right? And then of course you have the different ever-changing new things that we're finding about the virus and how it's affecting people in a different way that is sort of creating havoc. Swedes as a whole, it's a pretty homogeneous society, and they follow the law and they follow the rules. So I would imagine that if the actual government made the communication clearer and better, we will be in a much better position. But since they were merely guidelines, many people ignored them, and we're paying the price. So I honestly think that we did better, and that we were more like the rest of Europe.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much, Gerard.